Hi, I'm Betsally, and today I'm going to be discussing and analyzing a passage from The Miller's Tale in the Canterbury Tales. So to start off, The Miller's Tale is described as a fableau because it's a bawdy and humorous story, and in context of the Canterbury Tales, it is used to mock the themes that are shown in the Knight's Tale, such as chivalry and true love. So, a major theme that's found in The Miller's Tale is, as I just previously stated, mocking of the themes that are found in the Knight's Tale. So, line 1, Chaucer uses the word gallant to describe Nicholas, who is the main character in The Miller's Tale. And gallant means for someone to be chivalrous and just having respect towards women and all of that. So I found that ironic because Nicholas is, as you read the rest of the passage, Nicholas is anything but chivalrous because of examples that I will explain later. Also, in line 2, Chaucer uses the phrasing "make a pass," which it just describes how temporary the interaction is between Allison and Nicholas, and just that it's a fleeting moment of lust that Nicholas is feeling, that it's nothing more than that he's obviously not feeling true love for her or love at first sight or any of that. In line 3, the phrase "in a mood of play" is used. So that further shows that Nicholas is just looking for a one-night stand, and he's definitely not looking for an intimate or loving relationship. And you can kind of see how in his mind he's kind of thinking like, oh, I'm in the mood for this, so might as well just go have it or go do it or anything he wants. Furthermore, in line 6, the phrasing "caught her by the quim" is used. So that just continues to show how Nicholas has no respect for Allison. He's treating her body as an object for him to just handle and touch for his pleasing without asking her or having her consent or anything. And so this, him being able to do whatever he pleases with her without her having a say in any of it further shows that obviously this was written in the 14th century, and there were no ideas of feminism. Everyone was like, the male is superior to the female, and there was no even mere thoughts of gender equality. So obviously these actions wouldn't be acceptable today because there's not everyone, but there are most people who are feminists and those who are fighting for equal rights, all that fun stuff. So in lines 11 to 13, you can see some slightly similar ideals that would be compared to feminist ideals, because Allison is trying to get away from Nicholas because she's disgusted by the way he's acting. For example, it says that she gave a spring like a skittish colt boxed in a frame for shoeing, and with a jolt managed in time to wrench her head away. So that further shows that she is absolutely disgusted by what he is attempting to do, and she's having none of it. When I was reading this, especially specifically the phrase "caught her by the quim," the first thing I thought of was Donald Trump's most famous quote, as you will, that where he states to grab a woman in the same area. So that just shows that even though we live in somewhat of a progressive world now, and we have gone through all of the men are superior to females, but we've moved on from that, and now most people are wanting gender equality, and then there's those who still kind of have those ideals that were set back in the time that the Canterbury Tales was written. Okay, so Nicholas's dialogue in lines 7 to 8 and line 10, where he states, "Unless I have my will of you, I'll die of secret love, oh darling do." And then also, "Oh, love me all at once or I shall die." So that really shows how willing he is to really say anything just to get Allison to sleep with him. Like, "Love me all at once or I shall die." He's saying, even though his main intention is for him to just sleep with her at the end of the day, he's telling her, like, "Oh, I'm so in love with you. I need to sleep with you. I will die without it," everything like that, just to persuade her even more. And Allison is having none of it, because in line 17, she's threatening him. She's saying, "I'll scream, I'll let the neighbors know," and then she uses the phrase, take away your paws. So that's just further proving how disgusted Allison is with Nicholas and how she doesn't want to be a part of it. However, lines 19 to 21, it's stating that Nicholas has, like, spoken to her and, like, probably promised her many things and basically just persuaded her to change her mind. So the fact that she goes from "you're a disgusting animal" to "okay, fine, I'll sleep with you and I promise to love you," it just shows how easy it is to change her mind, like, for a male to change her mind on sleeping with him. And it kind of gives the impression that she was never really, like, stubborn about not sleeping with him. So in the beginning, she was like, "Oh, no, I could never possibly sleep with you," when in reality, she was maybe considering it, but she just didn't want to come off as easy. So maybe that's why it was so easy for her to change her mind and, like, second guess herself. And in line 22, the phrase, Allison uses the phrase "to be at his disposal," where it kind of shows that Allison really has no self-respect for herself. No self-respect. And how she knows she's going to be used by Nicholas, like, solely for his sexual pleasure, and then tossed aside, like, because she means nothing to him, and she's okay with it because she knows she has a husband. So the fact that Nicholas is going to eventually leave her after they sleep together, it doesn't really bother her. So that was a major theme, and a few minor themes could be still that, like, the overall the overall ideals of that women are inferior to men, because in lines 25 to 26, Allison is warning Nicholas that if she is caught by her husband, that she will be the one that's put to death. So that kind of shows that even if Nicholas is the one who persuaded Allison, Allison is still going to be seen as the bad guy by her husband, because she will be killed if she gets caught. And lastly, lines 29 to 30, Nicholas states, "A scholar doesn't have to stir his wits so much to trick a carpenter," which is mocking the intelligence of the carpenter. Like, "Oh, he's not going to find out. He's not going to do anything." And that also pulls back and mocks the reeve, because he was once a carpenter. So, in conclusion, the overall theme of this passage and of the Miller's Tale is just mocking the whole idea of chivalry and true love, kind of saying it's fake and that it's not really how it works. And yes. Questions?